Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Straight Fire Picks. Best bets for NFL week number 3 on Sunday, September 26th, 2021. My name is Steve and we're going to have 5 picks here for you that I think are great plays for NFL Sunday week number 3. As always, just wanted to thank you all for your continued support on the channel. Y'all absolutely rock. We blew out our goal last week of 500 subscribers, so appreciate all your guys' support. We're trying to reach 575 subscribers here this week. So if you're new to the channel, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. Really helps us grow. A couple quick announcements. We are going to have another Monday Night Football live stream coming up this week as well, starting at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday, September 27th, 2021. The game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. So looking forward to that. We'll also have our videos out for college football as well, so be sure to check that out. We're going to be starting a Discord server. I'm supposed to be working on it today. Got to get this done. So a lot of cool things coming to the channel as well, guys. We added chapters into our videos, so they should be a little bit more well organized for you to find some of the information within the video. Okay, so getting right into our results from the last episode. So it was not good. We went 1-4, a very humbling day. You know, first we had the Saints minus 3.5 spread versus the Panthers, you know, on the road. Thought the Saints would ride their momentum that they carried, you know, over from week 1 after that 38-3 beatdown of the Packers. And the Panthers completely put it on them. 26-7 the final. You know, Panthers run defense and their defense in general is just insane. They've been so good this year. And number 2, we had the Bengals money line versus the Bears. There was a period of this game where Joe Burrow threw 3 straight interceptions on 3 pass attempts. Very sad. Really put them out of the game. Before that, things weren't looking that bad, but then that happened, put the Bengals out of the game. And then he got him back into the game late with a couple long touchdown throws, but still ended up losing. Then at number 3, we had Tampa Bay minus 12.5 spread versus the Falcons. This is the one we cashed. Brady and company made quick work here of Atlanta, 48-25, so pretty easy cash on that one. And then we had our over-unders. We had under, and this is where I got frustrated, right? These are the ones that I definitely think we should have hit on. We had under 48.5 points in the Rams-Colts game. I don't know if you guys saw that one touchdown to start the fourth quarter. It was 17-14, right? Rams were punting. And mind you, here's my take. If the Rams get a clean punt, the Colts take over at what? Midfield? I think the Rams at the very least hold them to a field goal. I don't have a lot of confidence in the Colts offense. I really think the Rams hold them at minimum to a field goal. So anyway, the snap goes right off the up man, right into the end zone, and the Colts fall on it for a touchdown. And that's basically how the bet was lost. So it was absolutely disgusting. I've never seen that in 20 years of watching football. Up until that point, I felt great about the pick. But nothing you can do about that, right? Just one of those unfortunate breaks. And then the over 47.5 points in the Bills-Dolphins game. You know, we get 14 points within the first 5-6 minutes of the game out of the Bills. And then Tua Tagovailoa gets injured in the first quarter and he's out for the game. You know, who knows if the Dolphins put up points with Tua, but I feel a lot better with his chances than Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett, no mobility. The Bills absolutely swallowed him up all game. It was just disgusting. So it was just a sad way for me to lose a bet, you know, on an injury. You know, it still may have hit under. You know, I don't know. But either way, it did hurt when Tua went down in the first quarter. Just not fun. So, like I said, 1-4, but we're going to get after it here this week. We're going to get that 5-0. We're going to bounce back because that's what we do here. We have our episodes where we're not great, but we have episodes that we bounce back and we crush it. And that's what we're going to do today. So getting right into our picks, at number 1, we're going with the Las Vegas Raiders minus 3.5 spread versus the Dolphins at minus 118 odds. So a lot of factors I really like here. For one, you guys have been paying attention to the Raiders lately. They've been absolutely crushing it here early in the season. They beat Baltimore in week 1, and they went into Pittsburgh and won in Pittsburgh in week 2. Very impressive stuff from the Raiders so far this season. And they're doing it not all on defense, but their defense has been much improved. They're getting after the quarterback, and that's what I like to see. Max Crosby, defensive end for the Raiders, leads the NFL with 16 quarterback pressures. He's got 2 sacks, 10 quarterback hits. So they're getting pressure on the quarterback. And by that, this makes this a really bad matchup for the Dolphins. The Dolphins, their biggest issue right now is up front in the offensive line. We talked about Tua getting injured. That's why he got injured, right? Bills were on him all day. They're having problems up front. It was no different for Jacoby Brissett. He was under the gun all day. And I think the Raiders are going to have a great chance to get after him as well. Jacoby Brissett, really no mobility back there, or lack thereof. So, I think, if Tua was playing, I probably would stay away from this. But because Jacoby Brissett is playing, I really have a lot of confidence that they can get after him. And the Raiders on offense have been very impressive, right? Derek Carr, 817 passing yards within his first 2 games here of the season. Very impressive against, I don't know about the Ravens defense. The Ravens defense, okay, he put it on them. The Ravens are injured. I get it. The Steelers defense, though, he put it on the Steelers as well. That was very impressive. And he got injured early in the game. He is good to play this week. He should be good to go. No issues there. But he absolutely grinded in Pittsburgh, and it was impressive to watch. So, we are kind of breaking a trend here. We're going against the grain a little bit on this one. As far as against the spread, as a road dog, the Dolphins are 4-0. So I'm going to put these stats out here so you guys know what we're doing. And the Ravens are 0-4 as a favorite. So in the last 4. So definitely we are going against the grain here, but I think this is when this streak ends. I think Vegas returns home and they get it done here against the Dolphins in convincing fashion. Like I said, I love what I'm seeing from the Raiders offense and the defense this year. We haven't been able to say that really about the Raiders in the past, and this year finally they're starting to get it done on defense. So, like I said, they're gonna get to Brissett. It's gonna be a long day. Raiders cover -3.5 at home, so take it there for your number 1 pick. Las Vegas Raiders -3.5 spread versus the Dolphins at -118 odds. Okay, and at number 2. We're rolling with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, -1.5 spread versus the Los Angeles Rams at -105 odds. So, right away, if you're going to give me even money for basically a pick'em game, now we are taking the spread here, but basically a pick'em game here, I'm going to take Tom Brady just about every time. You can't go wrong with this. Brady, 122-77 in his career in non-divisional games against the spread. Obviously, very, very good. It's a winning play to take Brady pretty much any time. But again, we've gone over this before. Brady has the best team, best surrounding of talent that he's ever had in his career. He's got an abundance of riches. It's ridiculous. And so far this year, it shows in the stats. So 655 yards, 9 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions for Brady here to start the season. They just have so much, and even the running backs are good. They haven't really used them a lot in the beginning, but they got Leonard Fournette, who was an All-Pro, and they got Ronald Jones as the backup. I mean, it's like it's crazy how much talent that they have on this team, and even defensively, returning all those starters, they're very stout against the run as well for Tampa. So. If I was going to pick the Rams, I'd say the Rams would have to have a dominant defense here coming into this game to want to pick the Rams, right? And they have not been that way thus far this season. I was interested to see how they would come out this season and perform. And so far, I'm unimpressed. I don't know about you guys, but 11th against the pass and 20th against the run. That's not good. And that's against, mind you, that's against 2 offensive teams that I would call mediocre at best. Talk about the Bears and the Colts. We're talking about Andy Dalton and Carson Wentz. 2 quarterbacks that were very, very close to being out of football, you could argue. Now, Wentz not so much, but Dalton for sure. Dalton even being a starter right now is kind of amazing. And they're allowing right now 4.7 yards per carry, as far as rushing attempts. So that's not good. So Brady, I expect the Bucs to come out here on the road and get that running game established with Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones. This will be a great game for it. And that's obviously going to open up the middle of the field for Gronkowski, who's been terrific this year. Gronkowski, has had a bounce-back season. Really getting more comfortable within the Bucs system, so I like that as well. So, yeah, I think, and even on offense, right, for the Rams, they're good, right? Matthew Stafford's good. I love Matthew Stafford. They're 8th in passing, and they're 25th in rushing. So, again, they're not dominant in any category. I'm not seeing domination here in any category. Now, I watched the Rams play the first two, and I was like, okay, they won. That's cool. But they didn't look great doing it. They didn't look like they didn't look convincing to me. And against a team like this, coming off a Super Bowl here for the Bucs, I expect the Bucs to come in and definitely win this game. So take it right there for your number 2 pick, guys. Buccaneers -1.5 spread versus the Los Angeles Rams at -105 odds. Okay, and at number 3, we are rolling with the Detroit Lions. Team total over 20 points versus the Baltimore Ravens at -112 odds. So by now at this point in the season, we know about the Ravens' injury problems in the defense and specifically in the secondary. Marcus Peters out for the year. Elliott out right now, their safety with a concussion. And then Jimmy Smith, really questionable to play this Sunday. Probably more looking like a no play on Jimmy Smith for Sunday, which is, again, would be huge in this game. Just too many injuries in that secondary. Honestly, watching them against the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football, their defense looked embarrassing, especially for a Ravens defense. And when I say embarrassing, I mean Patrick Mahomes threw a ball to Travis Kelce in the second half, and he just basically walked through the defense for 60 yards and a touchdown. It was actually just like, I'm like, what is this? Is this flag football? It actually looked like flag football. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And you know, it's like, I know the Lions are the Lions, but at some point, you know, any professional team could take advantage of a defense like that. It's just embarrassing, honestly. So, you know, between these two teams, I think we're going to see a lot of points. It wouldn't be a bad play to consider the over in this game as well. It was a little high for me to take the total. You know, that's why I went team total here. The Ravens scoring over 30 points, I know it'll probably happen. It just was... I don't like it when it gets to like 30 points, taking over 30. That's just a scary number. 20 is much more reasonable. We're going to stay within striking distance pretty much the whole game of this. So, you know, as far as for the Lions, have they looked better offensively? Absolutely. So you watch Monday Night Football. You know that the Detroit Lions were leading 17-14 at halftime over the Packers. Jared Goff was 13 out of 16, 137 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then the rain started falling in the second half, and Detroit didn't score. The ball just started slipping right out of Goff's hands. Didn't even get touched. So obviously, he cannot throw in the elements, right? But he seemed fine when the weather was good. And we're not going to have to worry about weather in this game. Obviously, this game's going to be played in Detroit, in the Dome. I expect the Lions, honestly, to continue some of that offensive momentum and be able to put some points on the board here, especially against a bad defense. Ravens right now are about as bad as it comes on the defensive side, which is really sad to say because you always expect the Ravens to have a great, suffocating defense. That's just not the case right now. 68 points so far allowed through 2 games for the Ravens, so obviously, you know, we don't need that to happen. We just need 21. We don't, you know, it's an average of 34 for 2 games. We just need 21 here from the Lions, so very reasonable, especially how the Lions offense looked, you know, coming off of last game. And, yeah, I look for this to cash. We'll take it there for your number 3 pick. Lions team total over 20 points versus the Ravens at -112 odds. Okay, and at number 4, we got the Los Angeles Chargers team total over 12.5 points in the first half versus the Kansas City Chiefs at +110 odds. So for one, I really like the plus odds here. And then this is a lot of what we just talked about for the Ravens, right? Chiefs defense in a similar realm. They have not looked good in either of their games, particularly in the first half as well against the Browns and the Ravens, giving up 39 points between those 2 games in the first half, 22 to the Browns, 17 to the Ravens. So, you know, on the ground especially, Kansas City's just been getting gashed. It's given up over 400 yards on the ground. That's 6 yards per carry. Anybody can run on them just about now. They've been absolutely terrible. So this would be a game that I expect Eckler to get some carries. He's a very talented back. This will give Herbert some support in the passing game. Herbert, as you know, to me, is absolutely lethal. I think if the Chargers can avoid penalties, you know, they're one of the most penalized teams in football, but if they can avoid penalties, you know, and allow Herbert to do his thing, he's going to have a field day here in Kansas City. I absolutely believe that. I think definitely put the Chiefs on upset alert here as well. I'm not taking the Chargers to win here. I'm not quite comfortable with it, but could it happen? Absolutely. Chiefs defense has not looked good at all this season. Chiefs really could be 0-2 right now. They definitely, in my opinion, should have lost to the Browns. I had the Browns that day. They should have lost to the Browns. And obviously they lost last week to the Ravens. So a lot of problems right now for Kansas City's defense, and I think they definitely give it up here to Herbert. I was watching that game last week against Dallas. Had a touchdown called off the board by penalty. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So we obviously got to avoid that, but I think that's fixable. I think the Chargers can fix that. They are fourth worst in the NFL, 9 penalties a game through 2 games. 12 penalties last week, 6 the first game on the road. So this game is on the road. Hopefully they don't have those type of penalty problems. And I expect the Chargers to really put it on him here with Justin Herbert. I really think he's one of the league's best young quarterbacks. He's got an absolute cannon. He's deadly accurate. I mean, he can put it up. He can fill up a stat sheet, and I expect this is a game he's going to be able to do that. So, like I said, Chargers 4th in passing yards so far on the season. Like I said, just got to not shoot yourselves in the foot. So, I expect this to cash. So, take it there for your number 4 pick. Chargers team total over 12.5 points in the first half versus the Chiefs at plus 110 odds. Okay, and finally at number 5, we have a bit of an upset pick here for you today. We're rolling with the New Orleans Saints money line versus the New England Patriots at plus 126 odds. So, obviously the Saints had a rough week last week. Couldn't get anything established on the ground or through the air. It was just a really terrible day in Carolina. I think they could bounce back here. For one, they're not dealing with an elite running defense with the Panthers. They're dealing with the Patriots. Patriots, middle of the road, rush defense, 15th ranked on the season so far, giving up 226 yards on the ground. That's 4.2 yards per carry. And you also got to keep in mind the 2 teams that they played. They played the Dolphins and the Jets. The Jets definitely are not what I would call a talented running team either. So I definitely love the matchup here. I think the Saints will definitely be able to run on the Patriots. And that's going to set up Winston in the passing game, right? That's what Winston needs. Winston needs some help. He can't just do it himself. He doesn't have a strong enough receiving core, tight end core to just get it done on his arm alone. So I think this will definitely set up play action here for Winston. It'll set up some easy throws in the passing game, which is what he needs. He had that in week 1 against the Packers. That's exactly what we need him to have here in week 3 here against the Patriots. So he'll be able to have a good bounce back game here. You won't see a stat line that he had last week. You'll see a very good bounce back game from him. And as far as on the other side for the Patriots, we're looking at a rookie quarterback here, Mac Jones, that's going to need help from the running game, right? Any rookie quarterback needs a solid running game for support to help him get through and set up some easy attempts for him. And he's not going to have that opportunity. Saints, 3rd best running defense in football. We knew that coming into the season. We knew how strong they were up front in the front 7. The Patriots obviously love to run the football. 54 rushing attempts in the first 2 games. So the Saints, they're going to be running into a brick wall there. So it's not going to set up easy throws for Mac Jones. So then it's going to come down to, can Mac Jones beat them with his arm? He's talented, but he's still a rookie, right? So, his timing and stuff still isn't going to be quite there. As far as just on his right arm alone, I don't think he could beat the Saints here and their defense. So I like it there for our number 5 pick, guys. Saints money line versus the Patriots at plus 126 odds. Okay, that's going to do it for our picks for today. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. Like I said, we're trying to reach 575 subscribers here by the end of the week, so I appreciate your help out with that. We also have that special live stream coming up on Monday Night Football, so stay tuned for that. Hope to see you all there. Other than that, it's going to do it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you next time. Peace out.